Welcome back! We've got ourselves game 3 coming on! The Reconnect is there, and we have got ourselves the third game of the best of 3 series for RoX.KIS versus Power Rangers. Winner goes to the winner's bracket finals. Loser to face Zero Respect in a loser bracket in best of 1. But both of these teams fought long and hard, especially because it was short and hard in the first game, long and hard in the second game to see who comes out ahead. I'm expecting another explosive matchup here. What are you expecting here, Rickmond, as I quickly go to the drafting thing? There we go. Fixed. What are you expecting here?
I mean, it's honestly, I'm not quite sure. After the first two games that were just completely different from each other, I feel like it's a really hard call to make. Like, Power Rangers demolished RoX in the first game. I think just RoX wasn't quite ready either for the draft or for the way that Power Rangers approached the game. So we can wipe that away. But the other games, game 2, could have absolutely gone either way. Like, no question.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's going to come I think we're going to see a lot of very aggressive play. I think we're going to see a lot of odd positioning that maybe takes some time to analyze to see whether it was a good idea or not. But I think both teams are just going to totally go for the throat and just try to win the game. Because honestly, it's not an elimination game, is the other thing. Like, the loser still has the chance to come up through the loser's bracket. So I don't think they're going to play super conservative. I think they'll just try to kill the hell out of each other.
Well, I hope so. The first thing that I find interesting is that the ban in the previous game got completely ignored, and Power Rangers still up to ban it out in the first banning phase. And RoX taking a very long time to think about their first pick, despite knowing that they had first pick.
Right. Yeah.
Which is,
I don't know. I mean, I
yeah.
think it's just a lot of discussion and deciding what maybe the plan for the entire draft is at the beginning. Because actually, I remember Goblek this is just his drafting style. He used to do this when he drafted for Quantic too. Remember?
Yeah.
Like, he'd take a lot of time at the beginning, but then rocket through all the picks afterwards.
Work out a plan in his head. Thinking about what, he did that. He goes for Clockwork as first pick in the end, which is just, there's a couple of heroes always that you kind of cannot go wrong with. I think Seedoy Clockwork, definitely one of them, as in the previous game, he was the playmaker for RoX.KIS many a times.
Yeah, definitely. Clockwork, I mean, yeah, the clock was... honestly, that kept them in the game completely, because every single time in those like mid-late game ganks, almost any other hero that isn't Clockwork would not be able to respond to those, but Seedoy just had the great counter initiation time and time again, and it saved them from getting completely snowballed on.
But first game, we had an MVP for Power Rangers. That was Cheshire Cat, and he was playing a Nature's Prophet, which he will do which he will probably do again in this game. And it was very scary. He was everywhere all the time.
He really was. He did give up first blood, but immediately after that, he was just absolutely omnipresent and did a lot of work for them. So yes. Power Rangers are hoping that with that ability to really be anywhere and start a fight or start a gank, they can even overwhelm the counter-initiation presence of the Clockwork.
True.
I think we're probably going to see a storm ban from them sooner or later.
From Power Rangers, you mean? Yeah.
From Power Rangers, yeah.
Yeah, especially since Solo. I mean, we haven't seen Solo play Storm in a while. At least I haven't. I think. Maybe not.
Used to play it a lot, though.
He used to play it all the time. That's the thing, indeed, yeah. So, kind of still... expecting him to see him play that at some point. And yeah, with the Nature's Prophet picked up, it is probably one of the more core heroes that you play against him. Like, it's considered to be a counter towards Nature's Prophet, so yeah, why not?
Right. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I would expect... I think they can definitely give it to Solo if it goes through, and if it doesn't go through, of course, then Power Rangers will ban it. I doubt RoX.KIS will ban it.
The one thing that I'm curious about, are we going to see Tree/Venno? I mean, with the Visage there,
Okay.
I don't like Venno with the Visage, because it's just too slow, and you would kind of lack the Sables at some point.
Yeah, it's not great.
And the Tree, same story. I mean, you have the overgrowth for sure, but I mean, I think that Visage more profits from something like Nyx Assassin, Sand King, something like that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I do expect... I don't think they will go for the Venno again. Power Rangers could go for Venno. Yeah, RoX.KIS loves Venno. I know Goblek plays that hero a lot. It's a possibility. Abaddon, by the way, being very highly valued as a band by Power Rangers because, of course, RoX.KIS picks that hero a lot more than... really, RoX.KIS and Sigma are the two Abaddon favoring teams. And yeah, more targeted bands with a Slardar.
Yeah, I find it interesting to see the Nyx Assassin band out. I mean, Power Rangers played it in the previous game, but it was Cheshire Cat to play it, right? And Cheshire Cat already has a hero in this one.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe this is leading up to something like an OD again.
Could be.
5 seconds remaining.
Could that also lead towards a sniper?
Of course. Of course. Number 1 pick.
Uh-huh. I wouldn't mind it. It was funny to watch.
I don't mind it. Huskar is good against OD too. In lane.
Yeah. I have yet to experience that one, so...
Radiant team.
I will...
Really? I thought you and I cast a game with a Huskar against OD mid.
I think, actually, that was a game that you casted together with Mod, or with G Advanced, because that was the Friday... I remember that, because it was the game where a Tier 3 team went up against Alliance, I believe, or something, and was just able to rack with it.
Oh. But yes, that game was hilarious. Oslick against Alliance when they just destroyed Alliance.
Yes.
But Alliance was doing all sorts of kooky stuff. They had S4 offlane Darkseer, Ake, Jungle, Tiny.
Yeah.
It was pretty good stuff. I remember they asked them about that game in an interview, and like Ake was like, we'd rather not talk about that. We'd rather not remember that game.
I don't blame them. It was kind of wonky. That is for sure. Well, we have a Shadow Shaman pickup. Now, I have to say, I have seen ZXC play Shadow Shaman solo mid before.
Yeah, it can be done.
I really hope that is going to be the case, because it's so enjoyable to watch. And if you now have a Mirana, like the Shadow Shaman Mirana combination, even if it's a Shadow Shaman solo mid, you have so many disables to set up for arrows or to set up for things just in general. There is, like, I like this. This is aggression. This is a lot of aggression, I think, coming out from Power Rangers, like we are used to from them, I guess.
Yeah, it really is, and they don't have that many responses to Lifestealer just yet. But
true.
If they're just hyper aggressive and they kill all of Lifestealer's buddies, then the Nyx in and of itself might not be able to do that much. I mean, the fact is their burst magic damage is so good, which is great against Visage, especially early. And they have lots of ways that they can quickly clear those Gravekeeper stacks out and then just blow him up. Enchantress too, who's very squishy hero. I think Power Rangers, you might see them in the next phase just double down on the burst damage and just hope to blow everybody except Lifestealer up in every fight.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of need to burst someone like an Enchantress because otherwise you have the Untouchable to stop you from doing so.
Interesting. They banned Puck but not Storm. So I think it's pretty much... I don't see any better pick for RoX.KIS than Storm Spirit here.
Aha! Aha! You were wrong.
No, I'm talking about RoX.KIS.
Oh, I thought like maybe Power Rangers doesn't ban out Storm because they want to pick up Storm, but they have.
Oh no! I meant I think RoX.KIS should take Storm. I didn't mean that. I was expecting Power Rangers to take it. No, I think I said I would expect. I think I thought Void would come out somewhere in the series. I've mentioned him like twice already. No, they don't go for Storm. Okay, I was wrong.
Storm's stupid.
Right. Storm is. I don't think he's stupid.
I know. I don't think so either. But RoX.KIS apparently thinks so. A very
yeah. That's very interesting because Storm with Orchid carrying Lifestealer can gank Void anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very strong pickup. It would have been Shadow Shaman as well. He'll die fast. You can zip away from the Frostbite. You know, it's pretty strong. It's interesting to see them going for the Templar Assassin instead. And apart from that, I find that this is a very not RoX.KIS specific draft. Apart from Cedo on his clock. There's no minus standard armor. It's pretty standard. That's what it is, not specific RoX.
But it's a strong lineup. The fact is, TA has the capacity to just take over a game in a great way, and Solo likes those kinds of heroes. And TA is not quite as just mana pool limited as somebody like Storm, where you can really just overextend. On TA, I mean, you can overextend, but it's more just get as much damage as you can, just dump it into the enemy team whenever possible. TA is also very hard to kill, even if you're doing like a battle void, like that early fighting void that people have been doing lately. Because of refraction, it's almost impossible for a void to actually kill TA early on, even if he lands the Chronosphere, just because he doesn't have the attack speed to do it.
Yeah, wow. Some very aggressive checking coming out from Power Rangers. They checked Roche. They placed a sentry on a location where, well, I'm not expecting an observer anytime soon. maybe that's gonna change if Yul rotates bottom, but interesting movements from Power Rangers. Let's take a look at who's playing what. For RoX.KIS, we do have Yul taking a double damage room before this Treant can deny it. It is him on the Visage this game. We've got on the top lane Goblak, who will be helping with the block, but then will rotate into the jungle one as Enchantress. BZZ will be on the Lifestealer on the top lane, farming away. Mid lane, Solo, playing solo mid. Templar Assassin already gone over him, so yeah, he has a very good block, especially compared to ZXC's Mirana. And bottom lane, Cedo on his signature Clockwork, and played a very strong Clockwork last game. I hope it's going to be able to do that again.
He slightly whiffed the party block
yeah.
by about 1 unit. So looking towards Power Rangers, who are also going to try to take Game 3. Game 1, they went very convincingly. Game 2, they were ahead and then lost their grip of the game. Cheshire Cat is playing the same role he did in the first game, offlane Nature's Prophet. In the mid, it will actually be ZXC piloting the Mirana. And then in the as support / jungle, Crystal Maiden piloted up by FNG. He had a pretty good Shadow Demon last game. We'll see what happens this game. And then, of course, also as supporting will be J4 on the Shadow Shaman. And who the person they're supporting is Moon on the Faceless Void.
Yeah, and normally I'd say something like Enchantress gets ahead in the jungle, but with a Crystal Maiden on your side, you're not getting out from that hard if you're just farming the lane / jungle, because Crystal Maiden is pretty decent when getting at least some experience and farm in the jungle. Maybe the ganking potential is not as big. As we do have Goblak, I hope, yeah, he has got a smoke in his inventory, and poof, there he goes. Goblak, Yul, as well as a Satire Tormentor going towards the mid lane. Mirana, not the easiest one to gank though, and actually the arrow is gonna hit a Satire that was not visible, so I think ZXC should be kind of aware that there's something there. No, there's not. That was kind of funny.
That's funny. It is funny. He almost actually hit the Templar Assassin for what it's worth.
Yeah, and he almost hit a hero as well, in which case, by the way, Goblak and Yul have been scouted out. There's a ward in the high ground, so this is completely known. Smoke gank wasted.
Yeah, but what can they do, really? Crystal Maiden with Frostbite and Arcane Aura? And Shadow Shaman with only... Well, Cheshire Cat, maybe.
Maybe. Arrow coming in as well. Nature's Prophet coming in. The Shackle holds Yul in place. This could be your first blood. There it is. Cheshire Cat takes it home. FNG might be in some trouble as well. He will get picked off by the Enchantress. Goblak himself might be... well, I was going to say might be in some trouble, but they're chasing down Cedo instead first. Enchantress,
I don't think they can kill either of them.
No, they should be able to get themselves out of there just fine. But it's a 1-for-1 with the first blood going away of Power Rangers. Support for support, favoring Power Rangers, therefore.
Yeah, I agree. Enchantress. Goblak is really playing aggressively and really harassing them in their own jungle. Taking advantage of the weakness of Shadow Shaman at level 1.
And it's not backing off, like showing no sign of it.
Well, he knows that Crystal Maiden wants to jungle and Rasta wants to jungle,
Crystal
so
Maiden
ruin their jungle.
Coming in, yeah, just going for the creep. Why not? It's free.
They're gonna get it, except for the fact that Visage is back.
Yeah, with the slow, J4, a lot of trouble, but should be safe. Yul actually getting blocked a bit, and last hit for the creep goes indeed to FNG. Frostbite for Yul, the mana is still there. In comes a Grave Chill, but the Shackle from the furthest range ever. Another kill going the way of Cheshire Cat, who still hadn't left the jungle, by the way.
Yes.
And
since he came down, he's been jungling. He's like, okay, fine, I'll jungle.
Okay, now I'm here, so there's gold here.
Well, actually, it's a pretty legitimate choice because it does mean that he doesn't have to like TP over when he is really starved on mana as is, and he can just go to Fountain after he runs out of these trees and mana.
Yeah, and there's a send forward down if they catch Solo, which they don't. So, oh well. But this is quite active. Well, I guess we weren't expecting anything else from these two teams, but. Aggressive from RoX.KIS, ended up losing 2 heroes with only gaining 1 Crystal Maiden in return. Not really worth it, especially not since Nature's Prophet got both of the kills. And that will mean that he will get probably his Hand of Midas first item right now. We have lately seen more Nature's Prophets goes for phase boost before anything else. Before the arrow. Midas. So Frostbite is still there though. Do they have another sentry? The Shackle is there, grabbing the vision. And Solo, now with an Invis rune. Is it enough? 4 health. I was never worried. Pops his refraction. Might want to see if he can make something happen, but he gets frostbite and then his refraction is already gone and he'll die. And oh my god! That's just so frustrating. Why does he go back in? Why?
Classic.
He didn't have meld, by the way. Doesn't have meld at all.
1v4 NP.
Maybe FNG is feeding here too, though, but it looks like he's going to be okay. Goblik still chasing him down. He does have a slow again in a second, so might be able to get the kill, especially since Ursa still has a clap in 4 seconds. An arrow comes in, though. We'll hit on the Crystal Maiden, but the Ursa with the clap. Can he be MVP clap? No! One more hit. Smoke.
Oh, what a smoke!
And Goblik gets picked up by Ziggsy, who will leap towards the high ground after his arrow with a Star Storm. And oh, Power Rangers! They do it here, and to be like, really, I said it previous game, I'll say it again. These two teams, like they match each other so well in terms of aggression that you're seeing weird plays and aggressive plays from both sides.
For sure.
Where it's awkward.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see this
if you
in
want
any
to see
other
a match in which people play anywhere between a 6,000 MMR and a 2.5k MMR level, this is the match.
Yep. You don't see this in any other game, I believe. Like, really, that's...
You really don't. You really don't. But that was a sick smoke. That was really smart.
Yes.
That's one of the most annoying things you can do to a hero like Enchantress. It's even more annoying when you're Brewmaster and suddenly you can't kill anybody. But yeah. It's really the worst thing for Brewmaster. I hate that works. Like, the hero is so weak anyway, and then also smoke hard counters him.
Yeah. It's stupid, but here, like,
wow, they're going for it again.
Yeah, the Shackle's there. He still doesn't have meld regardless, but the Sentry Ward still gets placed just in case. Refraction is still on, and no Frostbite, and no Frostbite up on Yol though. In comes the arrow. That's gonna at least be one kill. Now Cheshire Cat comes in, and now he goes for a Seedoy. Seedoy in some trouble, locked in cogs with two heroes that are both very, very low, but he is the one to go down first. Now the Frostbite up on Solo, who still doesn't have meld, is not able to pick up FNG, because FNG is fine. That was so close. He was like...
It was.
Like, oh my god.
Power Rangers, again, doing things no other team would ever do. Mirana has just used Moonlight Shadow to save you, right? And you're trapped in cogs with Clock. But both of them made an intelligent calculation as to how much they could auto-attack Clock to guarantee the kill and still make it out. Yeah. And so CM skates away at like 15 HP.
It's just... you know, at some point, it's... And you almost start to not believe that it's not done on purpose.
Right,
that's the thing, like... and you mentioned in previous game, and I'm not expecting it. I'm expecting that it is, you know, just the way that they play. But you'd learn, right? You'd learn not to dive like that. You know the momentum that Power Rangers can create with that. You know that Cheshire Cat will teleport in. At the bright side, I mean, we haven't talked about it, but Lifestealer is wrecking the top lane right now.
Exactly. I think RoX.KIS have judged that, hey, like, the fact is Lifestealer is going to have an enormous power, like he's gonna be ahead of Lifestealer a lot for a lot of the time because we went this Midas and Lifestealer is farming and leveling extremely well. So Void will really not be able to stand up to the Lifestealer.
Oh, the Hex, in comes the Rage. So only level 1 Hex, and Net comes in as well. J4 will get picked off. Nicely done. And that's something that he can do every single time. Frostbite is still there though, and an arrow flies in as well. BCC, he's dead. He is just dead. Can they find someone else? In comes Moon, who we haven't seen anyway yet either, and that's 2 extra kills with ZXC with a double kill, and Moon's first impression on the game as well. I mean, he's been farming well as well. Didn't go for Midas, but it's still pretty damn farmed.
But he's gonna have a very fast Battle Fury.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just... I had this feeling in my stomach when BCC dove, like, uh-oh, what if he gets frostbitten under the tower? And that's exactly what happened. Ooh. And the arrow was there. Good rotation from ZXC, and 3 for Rasta. It's not a happy trade.
And the panda thing with the smoke is fixed.
Oh, it's fixed?
I forgot about that, actually. The chat just pointed it out.
I don't play the hero that much anymore.
Oh. It's good, though, because it was annoying.
Yeah, sure was. I mean, I'm glad that it's fixed.
Me too. Thank you, chat. But yeah, I mean, it's 9-2, and it's really not that big of a deal. And we talked about this in earlier games. Like, if you are ahead, if RoX.KIS does start to get kills, they get more experience, they get more gold because of the killing sprees and all that. So you know, there are silver linings, and it's definitely not over. But they have to stop being YOLO mode, as Moon actually is in some trouble, but he still has time to walk. He hasn't used his Chronos just yet. He's sitting at level 8 and almost level 9.
Yep.
He's doing really well.
Gonna finish his Perseverance, I think. Yep. He's about 1150 off of Battle Fury at 9 minutes 30. Really solid timing, I feel. Not like world changing, but very good.
Yeah. This Sentry Ward? No. Doesn't scout out the Observer Ward. Mirana, who we haven't seen leaving the middle lane this much. I mean, she hasn't... Oh, she has been on... Yeah, actually, she has been on every lane but the bottom lane. She's been involved in 7 out of the 9 kills.
Yeah. Great. I mean, this is exactly what you want from this mid Mirana, this Sing Sing style play, is to be involved in as much as possible and to rotate frequently. Now, the fact is, the trade-off here is ZXC hasn't last hit anything. Like, he has 28 last hits, and Solo has 54.
That's a huge difference. In terms of net worth, it is indeed Solo that is ahead on net worth, even though he died once. But, yeah.
Even though he died once and has 0 kills or assists, and ZXC has 7.
Yeah, that's a huge difference, actually. But
I know.
We have a smoke up, though. Perhaps they can change it if FNG and J4 get another kill, but Templars has them for now. Just rotating a bit and farming or getting back to base to get his mana back up for refraction. I mean, he did max that, so he wants to have the mana to actually use it. Fills up his bottle with it as well, can actually teleport himself back to wherever he wants to, which is probably going to be mid lane. Oh no, it's going to be bottom lane. He wants to take that moon. I think that's very ballsy. I'm not sure if he can. Like, maybe he force out a defensive Chronosphere? Look at those side lanes, though. They are
what the hell does Templar do when he just time walks away, right? Like,
yeah, max out time lock as well, by the way.
Yeah, the old school build. More of the Bashlord build rather than... A lot of people are maxing time walk now.
Radiant's top tower is
but I think it's fine. I mean, it's good DPS. And he's going to get that fast Battle Fury. It'll certainly be more DPS to have more in time lock than time walk, even though they sound really similar.
They do sound really similar. We have drums up for the Lifestealer, so phase drums and Midas, of course, complete as well. So this could be his time to start investing in Clockworks and just go for it, or investing in anything and go for it. They actually are getting ganked first. That's the support rotation, getting the Visage. Yeah. Can they take something off the back of that? Nope. And this is Faceless Void still dying. He got dove by the Clockwork, hook shot it in. Solo came in as well, and no Chronosphere going off. Faceless Void died in the meantime in the middle lane. The Rage is off. Here comes a Frostbite still up on Gob, like an arrow as well, a Shackle, and that's a kill right there. Lifestealer, all he can do is stand by and watch. Even though, I mean, they had the sentry down, they knew that the Moonlight Shadow was used, but he can't really do anything. And there comes the level 6 J4 indeed. That will be tier 1 tower picked off. Perhaps denied, but
maybe not.
It will die. It should be dying. Should it be? I think so. An arrow gets flied in, flown in. Doesn't hit upon...
Okay, they have it.
Lifestealer. Yeah, they should be having it. The fortification
maybe
still comes in, but deny...
Or... I don't know. It's gonna be a deny, definitely.
Let's see, we're gonna see it. Well, we're gonna not see it actually. Shadow Shaman still gets it. FNG gets saved by the Sprout, but for how long? Yeah, not very long. Still though, with Shadow Shaman taking the tower, that's actually a worthy trade because they were all distracted, couldn't deny, and I mean, it was a Visage versus the wards. It's very tough.
Yeah, his wards didn't despawn, so they got every single ward cleaned up. So that's a bit of extra farm. And honestly, I think it's all worth it to just keep the Void. It costs him almost a minute and a half on his Battle Fury, that death, so... it's a good play for RoX.KIS. He is, of course, done with it. RoX.KIS is going straight to Roshan. Wow.
Yeah, and arrow this is scouted out, though. Oh, and Solo actually eats the arrow. That's a full...
this could be a disaster, depending on Chronosphere.
Moon, jumping forward. 4-man Chronosphere. Hello, Starstorm. Zapping from the side. Hexes as well. Can they actually find a kill, though? Visage did die, but Moon has to back himself off. Faceless Void gets picked up by the Clockwork hookshot, but it is 3 heroes that die on the side of RoX.KIS. Seedoi might still be in some trouble as he gets chased down. ZXC will tick off the self, should be able to tick off the self at least. Is he gonna die of this? No, he is not. But it's Nature's Prophet died there as well, from on the high ground even. But I mean, you have a 4-man Chrono, but I thought
well, Void has no DPS yet.
True, so but there's a lot of ranged heroes. Better yet, they're all ranged heroes apart from Faceless Void. I thought that they were going to be able to do more there. In that
I think they did as much as more or less what I expected. I think if Void, again, it goes back to that gank because all Void needed was Battle Fury to kill more people there because every hit would actually hit more than one person.
He has Battle Fury. So Crystal Maiden.
He has it, but he didn't have it for that fight.
True, because Crystal Maiden took his Claymore. Not his Claymore, but his broadsword. Denied. Yeah, you're denying creeps, but you're also...
Oh, God.
Sentry Ward aplenty, you're also dead. In comes Tito, he's too late though. Cogs in too, but still Starstorm comes out. Leap away from the Mirana, who will be safe. J4 looks to be safe as well. Gets a killing spree out of that. Might give the killing spree away straight away. In comes BCC. Moonlight Shadow is going to be enough to keep him safe though. And right now, infest into a creep. That is gonna be very scary for the Lifestealer. Was very scary for the Lifestealer as an arrow. Still tries to do something, but
That was
doesn't
just in
do
case he de-infested. They could just nail him right in the face with an arrow.
true. He de-infests right now. Nature's Prophet ult actually doing quite a bit of damage to him, and he doesn't have an armlet just yet. And ZXC, well, he'll have a leap. But
Nice body block to keep Goblak from being able to chase or enter the jungle at all. Completely body blocked by the weirdo fungal warrior things.
I like it. I
It's
like
weird.
the block. I like the fungal.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's fun.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
So smart play overall by Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I still think BZZ is getting huge. And the other actually big factor, and you saw it with that clockwork, was Seedoi has gone this like rush the blade mail.
Yes.
And when they were fighting him, they took a lot of damage
Yes.
from the blade mail. So it's a good pickup. Seedoi is really playing some great clock today.
Yeah, and he also made Mirana force or leap away, so the kill went to J4, which is very good for RoX.KIS because like he is one of the easiest targets to pick up, and he now has a killing spree bonus to his name, so worth more.
So part 2 in a series. This time RoX.KIS are going to take the uncontested Roshan.
Yes. And Lifestealer will take the Aegis. He is indeed, like I said, he is starting to get pretty damn scary. However, if you compare the net worth lists, it's 3 versus 1 or 3 versus 1.5 kind of for in terms of
TA is
cores.
pretty good.
Yeah, but she's still kind of behind the rest by 1k.
A little bit, but yeah, not that far, I guess.
Hookshot almost on
Nice
TA,
dodge by FNG.
But yeah, indeed. We have got a chrono
Um,
up again as well, by the way. Moon is close by
They
mid,
do.
and he has got his Battle Fury, unlike last time. So if he gets a good one, perhaps we might see them go. We do see RoX.KIS just going back to farming, though. Because who would you favor late game? Like, if this goes to super late game, is that Faces Void that is MVP of everything, or is it Lifestealer?
Yes. No.
Faces Void.
It's Void. It's Void. I mean, once he gets enough attack speed, he can bash lock Lifestealer. Lifestealer's not going to bash lock Void.
Unless he gets an Abyssal Blade.
Yeah, if he gets an Abyssal and he initiates and Void doesn't chrono,
He
he
can
can
hookshot.
maybe do it.
Hookshot, Initiate, Infest, Abyssal.
Yeah, sure. No, I mean, you're right. I agree. It's certainly possible, but it's not probable.
True.
I mean, not to mention Nature's Prophet late against a team with no like global capability, except for Clockwork, kind of.
True. We have a smoke
Like,
up
even
from
just the Nature's Prophet is going to be able to split push, and their wave clear is good, but their ability to quickly scoot around the map, other than Clockwork, is limited. So,
Dire's bottom
I mean,
tower has
there is the
fallen.
possibility that Enchantress gets very big and does a tremendous amount of damage. Like, if you go Orchid on Enchantress, like if Goblak does well, then you can really ruin Void's day by just silencing him and just nuking him down with the impetuses, even without him being able to chronosphere at all.
Solo is in some trouble here. The smoke went on, the frostbite, freezing field as well, but the hookshot comes in to interrupt the freezing field of Solo for the moment. Shackled, but has another refraction. We'll turn it on. It is FNG that is the first one to die. J4 picked up shortly after, and Cheshire Cat, you better run, is still able to help kill off Seedoi with the help of the Shadow Shaman wards, of course, but he might actually die for it. For staff to the low ground, but it doesn't matter. Triple kill for Goblak on his Enchantress, as he is the one to get all the credit.
Dire's
So
bottom
not
tower
only was that a
is under
disastrous fight for Power Rangers, it was a disastrous fight that probably gives them acid flashbacks to last game, because the exact same thing that happened 20 times last game is now starting to happen this game. Power Rangers go for what they think is like a 2v1 or a 3v1, and then Clockwork counter initiates and they lose a 3v3 or a 3v4.
Yep.
It's bad memories. for
And
these
they
guys.
might lose Marana as well. Marana
I
will
don't
be
think
able to
so.
teleport out.
Yeah.
Burst damage not enough, but
Even so, giving Goblak that much farm when, yeah, Enchantress is a potential semi-carry threat later on in the game.
yeah. And I mean, he's doing really well. He's sitting on 2400 gold. His Aghanims is close to being done. That is his first item, which at this point I would actually not mind.
Yeah, for sure.
They still
TA
have an Aegis
is
as well.
well on the way to BKB. Good pickup for her, certainly. She gets it. Could be Sanjin Yasha as well, if he wants to get a little stylish on us.
Yeah, I prefer the BKB in this one.
It's gonna
though.
be BKB.
Yeah. Yeah, the Shadow Shaman is annoying. He has a lot of potential to shut people down. As I mean, one thing that I really still am lacking to see. I mean, yes, it's a Faces Void and he wants to go for late game and all that, but I think he can be maybe a bit more active. But then again, we already decided that then Power Rangers would win the very, very late game, so why would Power Rangers actually want to fight, right? Why would they want to?
Yeah, and also, what would you want him to get? Like, this isn't... Sometimes you can get Mascot Madness on Void, but I think that would be a huge mistake this game, because if you don't get Enchantress in the Chrono, she'll basically one-shot you inside your own Chrono.
Yeah, that's not a smart idea. They do have nice warding, I have to say. Fairly aggressive. Maybe I would want to see a bit more aggressive warding. We saw that in the previous game a lot. ZXC, Open Wounds, forced to leap away. It has got Moonlight Shadow if he wants it. Doesn't use it though. Oh, a hook shot. He is gonna be sad that he did not use that one. He dies. Yes. Okay.
First, his first death, keep in mind, and it's 817 gold for business out there.
That's insane. Unstoppable streak. That's a lot of gold. And he already had his armlet ready. He's now sitting on 1600 gold. And now with that kill, highest on net worth again. As he was starting to drop behind a bit. He
did, which was certainly a concern for them. And now Lifestealer, it looks like he'll be going for Desolator next. So that'll let them really burst through. I think they're going to try to pick off Goblak again. This should be relatively easy.
Yeah, especially with the freezing field. That means that Untouchable doesn't have anything to do with that. So good job.
Right.
Support's taking down the Enchantress, slowing down her Aghanim Scepter, which indeed is starting to look like the first item that Goblak goes for.
Yeah. Makes sense. And there's the fortification. They may try to actually make something happen here, Power Rangers.
It's just FNG and Cheshire Cat though.
Well, so far.
What they can do. But they also had like
the reclaim is in less than a minute. So their lives are going to get a lot easier in 1 minute. So
Void can teleport back in 3 seconds, and they know that there's now Lifestealer teleported back top, so they can actually... No, they're not going to be able to do anything because RoX.KIS already backed off. Never mind.
Okay. But they defended the tier 1, which is actually pretty important. They need access to their own jungle and good vision over it in order for Void to have a lot of free farming space.
Yeah. Battle averted.
Indeed.
We have still Power Rangers in favor of the gold, by the way. Mostly because of the towers, I'd say. They are 2 towers ahead at this point. Of course, they also have got the 3 cores rather than 2 cores farming, but nonetheless, the supports actually make that kind of up again because and Crystal Maiden is just very, very poor. Actually, is that like... Okay, never mind. Visage is way poorer. He did pick up his medallion though, which is very nice.
Yeah, and that was key to them doing Roche actually.
Yes.
So that was a good pickup. I think he's doing fairly well considering the fact that we knew in the draft stage that Visage would end up dying a lot. Like there's just no way that your Visage doesn't die a lot against this lineup. He cannot stay alive. So Yol is doing well. Like it looks like he's doing badly, but I think he's doing as well as you could expect.
Oh, big ancient stack go in the way of Moon. Means that he'll get back on top of the net worth graph. That's a constant battle, by the way. He keeps dropping back and forth. His Manta style is almost ready. What do you think about the Manta style pickup? He has it finished.
I have a question. Do the Void Illusions go at 1000 speed in Chrono?
I have to admit, I do not know. Next.
Turn around on business.
Shackle's there as well. Can they take him down? He still has a rage. He's forced to use it. In comes Seedoy by Chronosphere. That is going to be nice cogs, though. Can't get the Seedoy, but Seedoy, there's no hope for him. I think it's a nice try for him, as he has been successful with stopping people from killing his teammates in the past, but in the end, not really knowing that Moon was so close by. That wasn't unknown when he jumped in, to be honest. They did take a tier 1 tower off the back of it, though, so it's not completely hopeless. Although, Goblak, why are you still around here? That's a questionable positioning for you. And an arrow will hit the range creep, which is something that he's going to be very happy with. And he might actually be able to make it out alive with 3 levels of Untouchable. No, Crystal Maiden, Nova. No such Untouchable gimmicky thingies for her.
Right. So those are definitely costly losses for RoX.KIS. I don't think taking a tier 1... Well, did they take 2 tier 1 towers? Okay, they took 2 tier 1 towers. But the fact is that the Lifestealer versus Void, like, tipping point is being reached pretty quickly. Look at Seedoy getting bash locked. He's getting bash locked.
And he's dead.
Yep. Well, so they gotta scoot the hell out of there. Void's time walk is on CD still.
Yeah, he is gonna be okay. Cheshire Cat might be in some more trouble, but it's nighttime, so that really helps him at the moment.
And he went for step first, so he's got good reposition ability.
And he also finished up his Orchid.
Yeah, this 4-staff is such a strong build for every hero. You can see all the blinks and 4-staffs that are starting to come up from Power Rangers. What is RoX.KIS's response to those when they're only stun on the entire team? Well, okay, familiar stuns, but also, oh my god, Void's one-shotting familiars. So that's not happening. But also Clockwork Hookshot is basically their only stun.
It's like 300 gold, you know? It's just... You have to be so careful as a Visage for that one. And he's gonna have 3 of them to feed, so even more scary.
Is he going? Oh yeah, he is going Axe.
He's going Axe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's potentially strong. I mean, it does give them another stun, right?
Yes.
Like, they go up from having 3 stuns to 4 stuns on their team.
Definitely.
Whereas PR are very disable heavy, like, and we've seen it time and time again with the Shadow Shaman Crystal Maiden combination. Shadow Shaman's very rich for a support. Like, he's at 7, 2, and 10. If Ghost Scepter, Blink Dagger complete.
Wow, he is actually doing a lot better than I thought he was. He is highest on the list of kills, deaths, and assists.
Yeah, he's dominating, honestly.
Yep, he has the highest kills in the game. That's pretty impressive.
There is a Lifestealer hunting him, but he has Blink. So.
He has Blink, and Infest damage
So smart.
cancels the Blink. Now he can Blink.
But that was so smart from BZZ using the Infest to actually cause...
The Frostbite comes in. They're going to silence him up. They're going to go for this Lifestealer right now. Why not?
Oh.
That is going to be BZZ getting caught out by his own plays.
Oh. That was such a smart play, and then it just turned out... Because he knew that Shadow Shaman was going to blink away if he opened wounds, so that's why he used the Infest first, but he didn't get the kill, and they lose a tower and the Lifestealer, so... Sometimes what looks like a really cool play turns out to backfire, but I do still want to give him the credit.
Yeah. Credit given. There is an Aghanim Scepter ready on the Enchantress. And the Moonlight Shadow was used, so if they're getting caught out here on the top lane, they might have to worry. But everybody is here apart from Mirana, so they get a tier 2 and RoX.KIS without a Lifestealer. They don't really want to go in, especially not against a Faceless Void, of which they know he has a Chronosphere, of which he's not afraid to waste, because he has got a level 3 one, so it's the lowest cooldown possible, and he already has got his Eagle, so he is... Like you mentioned it, like when the Faceless Void was starting to get way ahead of the Lifestealer, that just increased it tenfold, because it's not just Faceless Void anymore. It's also Nature's Prophet and Mirana that are just way higher in farm right now. Well, way higher in farm, I should say. It's only 400 gold with the Mirana.
Yeah, they're controlling the map. They're doing fewer of those like pointless doomed ganks than they were in the second game. And right now they're looking very crisp and clean and ready to try to take this game. Yeah. But as I said, despite the great farm, he's only 1-4-4, nothing too impressive.
Yeah, and to be honest, I mean, I did it in the previous game, and I don't want to do it this game, because, like, this game, we have seen it done. There can be comebacks. I'm not going to call them throws, because it's not necessarily a throw, but...
No, not necessarily.
I like the way Power Rangers is doing things right now, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them giving it all away in the second from now. And actually, this Aegis going the way of RoX.KIS is going to be pretty huge. This is going to allow them to maybe be a bit more aggressive on their own again, which has turned out very nice previous time they tried it.
Yeah, they definitely need to be able to do to be on that front foot as a team, and I think it's a good pickup. I think I would like to see more blinks on this team. Like, I think actually TA not getting Blink is a mistake here, because their chase capacity is just really not great unless... Like, yes, Seedoy had an amazing game too, but they're almost asking too much of him this game, because he's their only initiation tool, he's their counter initiation, he's their only anti, like, Nature's Prophet split pushing. Like, it's too much to ask of a Clockwork, and I think the other heroes need to build in such a way to try to help out.
What do you think of the positioning of J4? Because he's been sitting there for quite some time, I have to say.
I know. It's pretty dumb, but I think maybe he thinks that once RoX.KIS go for like a tier 2, he can quickly try to like counter Rax, and I don't know, maybe it will work, but the fact is he's so far ahead of where you would expect a hard support to be that he can afford to waste a lot of time doing something like this, so maybe the trade-off is worth it.
It could be. And of course Nature's Prophet can teleport in as well, and he has actually a Deso, so...
I mean, this is all a lot of thinking for something that could just as easily be explained by he wanted to go to the bathroom and they didn't feel like pausing.
Yeah. And to be honest, I mean, it can happen. Everything can happen in a game with Power Rangers and RoX.KIS, really.
Yo, but I'm kidding, because he is actually keeping the wave like locked to this position so that when he wants to, he can do that.
He's not doing things. Oh yeah, he's blinking back and forth.
Yeah, he's blinking in, clearing a wave with the Q, and then blinking back out.
Moonlight Shadow, they want to try and counter-initiate perhaps here in the middle lane if there is a big chrono. Look at them being all grouped up and things.
Oh no.
Moon is coming from the side ground. That's a
It's working!
Yep.
He cancelled their TPs with the Chronosphere!
What? How do you know? They can't not low. There's only now a Chronosphere. Godlike dies.
Oh, no. My bad. I wasn't watching that part of the fight, but they don't have TPs.
No, they don't. Moon is gonna get picked off though, but yeah, they got the entire lane of Rax here. I was so confused by you saying that I missed a Chronosphere. I didn't know what to think.
No. But,
GG!
oh my god, they got ruined by the tactical void feed.
Oh my god. I just...
Dire's bottom tower.
Like...
Oh my god.
Wow.
What a tournament.
What an anticlimactic ending, though at the same time not. But like, I just got completely like baffled because like he cancelled their TP with a Chronosphere, like, and what you void is like, no, this is not happening.
That's what I thought they were going for, and I thought they did it, but I didn't actually see the Chrono. That's my bad. But
yeah, but
wow,
they were going
I
for
think
that.
That was very climactic. This is a very climactic ending.
My camera work wasn't though, but yeah, it's. I mean, you saw the minimap. It was. Yeah, Nature's Prophet teleported in, towers dropped, and Nature's Prophet was already on the bottom lane by the time that RoX.KIS actually were close to their base. That's an impressive ending for Power Rangers. I mean,
what a play!
4 games
what a play!
were played.
J4 and just setting that up. I mean. And yeah, it was what we ended up saying, was as soon as they see RoX.KIS going for a tier 2, they'll just all in the push. And
yep. And it worked.
It totally worked. Ouch. Not a fun way to lose if you're RoX.KIS. Like, you thought you were playing one video game, and then all of a sudden you were playing a completely different video game.
Isn't it, don't you find that that kind of play would be more stylish? Like, wouldn't you expect it on the side of RoX.KIS instead?
People always say that, but I don't know. I feel like in-game they play like more conventionally than the drafts would seem. Like, yeah, their overall strat seems weird sometimes, but they usually play like standard once they're actually in the game.
Okay. Yeah. It's just, you know, it's the ultimate rat, and to be honest,
that was the ultimate rat. Like,
it was the ultimate rat, but making the rat super duper fast.
Yes.
Like, I mean, really, that rat, that like the first time they really rat it, they're really baiting out so that they could push somewhere else, they won the game with it. That's how you rat. It's super rat.
That was... I can't believe that happened, but it's really funny. I mean, wow.
Yeah, okay, so this was Power Rangers making it to the Winners Bracket Finals. And RoX.KIS facing Zero Respect later on in the brackets, in the loser brackets, which they are in right now. So, yeah, that was a 3-game series. Well, I mentioned that it was going to be a good one, and I did not lie. We saw Sniper, Too Strong, 13-minute GGs, back and forth throws, and the ultimate rat game. And Shadow Shamans. I like Shadow Shamans Phases Void. It happened. Of course, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Shiver Gaming for myself, but also, of course, follow my co-caster at Vickermont on Twitter. Any last words or shoutouts or plugins before we head off?
No, shoutouts to both teams for delivering a extremely unusual, offbeat, but entertaining series to us, because that was something. And good luck to both of them. And neither of them are eliminated. RoX.KIS losers bracket, PR winners bracket. We'll see more from them. Thanks, Shiver, for having me on. It was a pleasure as always.
Yeah.
And cheers.
Thanks for joining. And of course, I do not have a schedule yet. Well, that's not really, of course, but I do not have a schedule yet in terms of games tomorrow. But hopefully we'll know soon which games we are going to see tomorrow, and that we are indeed going to be seeing games tomorrow. But for knowing that, you can keep an eye on my website, shivergaming.com. So check there, or check on any other website, to be honest. Like, you can probably find that there as well. Stick around for watching commercials if you want to support us that way. But otherwise, have a great evening, and come again.